Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 51 of Shattered Earth. Last time, you guys crawled through a sewer and fought a shit ton of rats and alligators and other random sewer dwelling creatures until you made your way to this dugout chamber wherein two massive verminous abominations were spawning an endless supply of rat swarms to steal people's shit and infect their food. You managed to defeat them all, kill the bloated rat people, and you find yourselves now amongst their various hoarded treasures and junk. So, what would you like to do?
Cough, cough.
What was that?
We are returning these to the original owners, are we not?
A lot of I think a lot of this gold is probably not stolen, because I don't think this town has enough gold to fill up these coffers like this.
Indeed.
There can be still, it could be traced back to some traders that could still be here.
Well, there's representations of stuff.
We'll sort it out once we get everything categorized and do it.
Yeah.
Sure. I'll give it to you in two sections.
So we'll be looking through and categorizing them.
Okay, so that's the list of stuff that I have for you guys. This is everything of value. There's a lot of stuff in here that's not of value, like there's piles of food and there's random knickknacks and other bits and baubles and random crap that it's not of any worth. But what is of worth is you guys find a collection of coins. You also find a collection of valuable gemstones as well. On the inside, there's yet more coins, but there's also a collection of art items that were hoarded by the rat people that are kind of like set up around their makeshift thrones that they had for themselves. And then in addition to that, there is the bag that Galay picked up last session. But I'm going to hold off on that because I don't know if he wants to share or not.
I would very much like the bone dice if it's possible, but only if there's no owners to claim it.
Well, should we call down the guard to see this to cover all the stolen stuffs?
Actually, how much all this weigh? Can we just carry it up?
I mean, there's a lot of stuff here, but the valuables, quote unquote, you could take up with you. No problem. Like, there's a lot of like random junk that can be retrieved later by the owners if they so wish. That doesn't seem to be of any value to you at the moment.
Alright, I suggest then we just take up the valuables for now and let the guards sort through everything else.
Yeah,
Okay.
that'd probably be wise.
All right.
Indeed.
So, gathering as much as you can into whatever receptacles you have to keep them. As you are about to leave this chamber, actually, you hear the sounds of clanking feet down the hallway. And meeting you just outside this chamber are a small group of guards that, if you remember, were promptly called after you busted down the door of someone's shop.
The door to their cellar, which led into the fucking sewers, which I don't know why any self-respecting business would have their fucking cellar be attached directly to the sewers, but
Don't worry about it. I mean, they kept it
Uh,
locked, so.
I'm not the one who I'm not the shitty architect who designed the city. So
It's while you may not be familiar with it, but it's called a quick getaway.
Just easy.
From
In a
what?
sewer? There are better ways!
And I must ask, from what?
Well, possibly the owners of the establishment might be once upon a time involved in some notorious activity.
Like, if you're thinking of bandits, most bandits probably have the sewers covered, especially if they were arriving enough in force to invade a city.
Yes, but if the bandits were using a said shop as a front to sell their stolen wares, it makes sense, does it not?
Like, we can argue about this later. But
Anyway, they march up to you with spears and swords drawn and say, You lot, halt! What's your business?
well,
We did a rat problem. We fixed it.
and it was more than just rats. Apparently, well, come on, let me show you, because I'd rather not have to look at them again, but you're not gonna believe me otherwise. So come on.
No, you stay here. And he gestures to one of the other guys. You go and check out that room back there. Still very wary of you. I know you're not the exterminators we hired.
Your exterminators would have died.
Yeah, no, they would have been extremely fucked if they'd come down here.
Oh, they would have been very dead.
After about a minute and a half, the other guard comes back and he's like, Well, there certainly was a rat problem, but now there's not.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I think by my count that was out of the game. That was like 300 something rats.
It was a lot.
700.
That was over 700 rats being spawned by those big fuckers.
He says, Right, okay, and you had to break down the door of some poor woman's shop to figure this out.
We didn't know where the door led.
Oh, Lord.
And we would rather be thorough, figure out. And also, who the fuck has the tavern connected to a sewer?
Almost everybody has a tavern connected to the sewer. That's how they dump all their garbage.
In their cellar where they store shit?
Well, they store shit in the cellar, but they dump shit in the sewer. It all flows off the end of the world. Look, I'll let you off with a warning. Breaking and entering, though, as a serious crime, you did apparently manage to deal with our problem.
May I see the store?
Yeah, would it make it easier if we could fix it? I can fix it if you give me an hour.
I'm pretty sure all of us combined could fix it faster than that.
Just come with me. And if you follow them, they'll lead you back to the guardhouse, where you can debrief with the sergeant you spoke to earlier. Make a persuasion roll, somebody.
I guess I'll make it.
Yeah, not it.
I have a +3, I think.
I think I have like I think I have I have a +5, so.
Okay.
That's a natural one.
It's a 6. Sergeant's like, well, you did manage to kill it, but I'm not quite sure that I can let this breaking and entering thing go. So why don't we just call this even, shall we? Return any goods or valuables you found down there, and we'll let you off with a warning this time. How about that?
I do believe we also found all the lost steps in the city.
Yes, we're categorizing them as you speak. If there's anything on your person that you would rather declare rather than having us search you for it, now would be the time.
I drop a heavy sack in front of them. These are
Just
all
that-
the valuables we collected. We were bringing to you anyways.
We wouldn't go keep stolen stuff.
Now, about the door.
Yeah, we can fix that, no issue.
Well, let's see if they want you back in their house first. You
I
fool
should
wait
Well, hold on. I feel I should also inform you, like, why we were investigating in the first place. That's probably wise.
here. Fine.
For starters, we were working under what was it? Fucking. I'm terrible with names. I wrote it. Hopefully I wrote it down. Please tell me I was intelligent enough to write it down.
Mr. Grimville?
Grimvale, whatever his Praetor, I think. What was he like? I think it was the rank.
Praetor Grimville.
Praetor Grimvale.
We're working under Praetor Grimvale to investigate the assassins, and when we found some of their hideouts, we found some documents that pointed them having a connection in the city. We came here to investigate. And when we saw the problems everyone was having, we kind of just assumed they were connected. And judging by the big fuckers spawning over 700 rats, I'm pretty certain they were.
Until we find evidence to corroborate your story, I would ask you to stay here while we complete our investigation. Just remain here in this room for now.
Makes a difference to me.
I would like to very much make a compromise if it's possible.
No, it wasn't intentional, but we did still kind of break into a building. That wasn't.
I would very much like to make amends.
I'm sure you would. Let's see if the people you freaked out are willing to let you back into their good graces, shall we? Wait here. He leaves the room and he leaves a couple of guards at the door to keep an eye on you. It takes about half an hour before he comes back into the room. And he says, "All right, well, I have good news for you. It seems that we may have found evidence to corroborate your story. The people you scared, they apparently are okay thinking it's a misunderstanding if you wish to go and make amends, as you so say. But in the meantime," he holds up a stack of papers, which he came in with in his hand. "I have no idea, hide or tail, what to make of these. I'm assuming, since you claim to be working with this Praetor Grimvale, you were able to find similar documentation and can figure out what this means." He holds it out for one of you to take.
I'm gonna hand it to David because he's the guy who deciphered the code last time.
Alright.
I bloody hate coded speech. No,
Yeah.
that's wrong with.
It's a jumble of random words and letters. If you want to decipher it, you can certainly try.
Okay. I'll try.
Let's see. Go ahead and make me.
Can I give him guidance?
Sure, if you want to try that, it's fine. It's an intelligence check. Straight up
Oh.
intelligence.
Ah,
And I believe you get to
That's
add your background thing to it as well.
yep, plus guidance. That's a 26.
Fair enough. Yes, with your experience with these coded letters, even though the cipher is a bit different, you are still able to decipher what the letters say over a period of time. Let's see. Where are you guys at, Ernoy?
No, I think we're in.
No, you're in Ernoy.
Oh, are we in Illinois?
Yeah.
Yeah, we are in that.
Thought we were in somewhere else. My bad.
I'll send these. Are you just going to tell that to the group, David?
Yep.
Put those in chat for you guys to read. And then I will read them out loud. These are the two letters that you find. There is other stacks of paper that seem to be ledgers of some kind of keeping a record of activities. But these two letters are the two that stick out to you as correspondence with other people. First one says, work on the poison goes well, but there's still much to do. The samples of enhanced manticore and wyvern venom you sent are strong, but unfortunately lack the potency to resist magical curatives. If the prince is to meet his demise, our poison must be incurable, undetectable, and irreversible. To that end, I've sent for a sample of spellbook fungus, which should arrive to you within a fortnight. Our hope is that once incorporated into your recipe, it will stave off any magical intervention even after death. The fungus is rare, so make what we have procured count. This operation cannot fail, or the Black Circle will have our heads. Tide be with you, brother. Signed, S.
Black Circle. What?
The second letter is a similar one, addressed to a different person, but it is the same letter as one of the ones you found in the previous hideout. It just says, "It is time," and it's signed with a bloody smear.
Interesting to say the least.
Yeah.
At least we got a lead, even though it's not much of one.
Not sure who this Black Circle you mentioned is, but they sound important.
Yeah.
Who's the most charismatic of us here?
Me.
I looked to you and said, well, what shall we do?
It depends, actually. For some reason, Gale has a pretty high charisma score. Well, you said you wanted to go make amends. I suggest you do that first.
Yes, that goes without saying. I meant with our current leading investigation, so to speak.
Hey,
Could, as this, we could go to Mordon. If that's what it's called.
I don't know.
You did have one other location mentioned in the previous letters.
Oh yeah, there was that one place that had the weird forge activity.
I thought you said we couldn't do one, or I thought you said we didn't have enough for both.
What?
Not you. Anyway, never mind.
No, I'm saying what? At what point was that ever stayed?
I have no idea. I said you know of the place that has been buying up a lot of iron in recent days. At this point, it's more than a month ago. But there was a second, rather a third location that was mentioned in the previous letters from the hideout in Guile. Should be the town of Mordon. And at the moment, what are you guys doing?
Well, we're going to the store to, make amends, quote unquote, because mending.
You melted their lock, so
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's going to take more than mending. That's why I'm going to use my channel divinity to fix it.
sure. Do you need materials or money for that?
No,
You could just create something out of nothing forever.
it's not nothing. If we have the raw material, he melted it.
Yeah, you must lay out metal which can include coins as a value equal to the creation. So yes. So, for a lock on a door, I mean, whatever a lock is.
I mean, I can just use the bits of the lock that we broke to fix it.
I have a dagger.
The key word there is the value of the equal to the creation. A broken lock, not necessarily, is especially valuable.
I mean, is it equal to the cost of a lock? If yes, then it works.
No, a broken lock is not equal to the cost of a working lock. Hold on.
Like, it's a matter of yes, the value of the material. Like, if I had a fucking lump of just if I literally just grabbed a kitchen knife, gave him a copper for it, I could use that.
Up to you. But a broken lock is not worth the same as a regular lock. So lock's worth 10 gold. It's not going to be much of an expense, but if you wish to recreate a lock from the broken lock, we can call that cutting the cost in half, and you have to pay 5 gold in addition to repair what you have broken, or create anew what you have broken.
Sure, okay.
So, managed to do that with various mending applications. You can also repair the wood around the lock that was damaged. And although they are still miffed, the shopkeepers eventually look, we appreciate you making it right. Just fucking shake your hand and try not to bust down people's doors anymore, please.
As we told the guards, we had no idea where the door led.
Yeah, he's basically like, you scared the shit out of my wife. Don't do that anymore. Then you are free to do as you wish.
A part of theirs wants to mention, and you also just threw cutlery and pots and pans at us, but I guess, but
They thought
like
you
a
were
part of their
people breaking into their house to steal or murder them.
yeah, I guess a part of theirs wants to say that, but it's like, no, we didn't scare the fuck out of them. And Dragonborn aren't exactly cute, cuddly kittens in appearance.
Depends on the Dragonborn.
I don't think there's any variation of Dragonborn that can be referred to as cute.
I shall look this up and prove you wrong.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Don't go down the scaly shoot.
And I
please.
don't mean cute as an attractive. I mean cute as in like, ah, yes.
No, I know that. You're gonna end up with a lot of weird DeviantArt crap if you go looking on that road.
Hey, I'm not. That's why I'm not doing it.
I know. I'm warning David.
Enjoy it.
Yeah. Alright, whatever. Okay, so you've done that. You have taken stock of many different things. Just passively, as you guys are repairing the lock. By the way, the guards are coming past you through this doorway, because this doorway is the closest reachable exit to the sewers from where you guys were. So they're hauling contraband up out of the hideout as you guys are repairing the door and completing your ritual and whatever. And you overhear down the tunnel two of the guards talking like, well, this is most of it, but some of this is stuff that was not reported stolen, so I don't know what we're supposed to do with it. He says, I don't know, give it to the sergeant. We'll see if we can't do anything with it. Maybe he wants to use it to pay off the exterminators. I mean, whatever works, right?
Yep, that sounds good to me.
Yeah.
All right. The rest of the day is yours. You can do with it as you wish. You guys, at this point, you enter the sewer like early in the morning. So we'll say after crawling through it for quite some time and fighting off various threats and things, this is closer to noon.
What you guys want to do?
No. I'd like to rest a bit. No. We were fighting for. Oh, no, I know what I want to do. I want to take a fucking bath.
That sounds right. That sounds nice right now.
I concur. Perhaps we should retire to the inn and refreshen ourselves.
Okay. We'll call that a short rest.
Yes, please, and we would like to take a fucking shower.
Sure. Go ahead and take a short rest. Get your stuff back. Cast whatever spells you need to, etc., etc.
And there was much rejoicing and much more smelling refreshed.
Yes. Takes a while to get the rat gore off your clothing and off of your person. Those of you who do not have prestidigitation. But
What peasant doesn't have prestidigitation?
I mean, half of you, I suppose. After the end of a couple hours, though, you guys reconvene somewhere. I'm assuming one of the inns you guys rented from. Either the cornerstone or the other one, the golden something.
I believe I was at a different inn.
Yeah, you
Remember?
were at the cornerstone. The other two were at the golden something.
The official name got good in something.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was, and I don't think I wrote it down.
Before I go, I do the create food again for them to sell.
Okay. All right. You just dump a bunch of bread and tack down on the table.
Yep. Have they made any more money?
Well, I mean, a lot of what was stolen from them has now been unstolen. And the guards are in the process of returning people's goods and coin to them. They in the 2 hours you guys were cleaning up, there were notices written and criers sent to essentially alert the townspeople that the thieves were actually monsters and that their stolen items have been reclaimed. So if they wish to get back the things that were stolen from them, they could go to the guard captain and wait in line and claim that which they reported stolen. So there's kind of like someone dragged a table outside and a chair, and there's one guard sitting with a ledger, like a stack of papers and an ink and a quill, and then several other people who are sent one by one to retrieve, contraband equal to the value that was worth, plus items that were reported stolen, and return them back to the individual. So there's like a line of people down the street getting back the items that were stolen from them.
Well, I suppose this is our good deed.
It's worth mentioning also that the exterminator's wagon that you saw them ride in on is still parked outside the guardhouse.
I feel kind of bad for them because like we just took their job, but at the same time like they would have died.
Do we have a group name yet?
No.
Perhaps we should.
Perhaps we could call ourselves the Exterminators.
I'd rather not.
Or maybe Rat Slayers. That has a nice ring to it, don't you think, Master?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love how his voice is just Moyle, but more British and less evil.
Yeah, it's just C-3PO. Oh my.
I can't unhear it now. Why? Anyways, do you have any suggestions then?
Something ostentatious.
That doesn't sound like a very good group name.
Something that's something that's unique, something that's incapable of distinguishing from ourselves.
Hmm.
It is difficult to find something that we all share in common.
I mean, three of us all have some ties with holy affiliation. Along those lines.
Yes, our skills and appearances do overlap, but there's not one thing that all four of you share. At least, not that has been revealed quite yet.
Cool.
How about Divine Protector?
Like you said, only not all of us have any divine connections.
True, but they don't know that.
Also, above game, I don't think we should be coming up with a group name without Devin here.
Fair enough. It should be something to think about.
The only thing you share is your quest to avenge the fallen king.
We should not call ourselves the Avengers.
Technically, we were tasked with investigating the course.
You're right, but we got murdering everyone who was involved, so. Well, murder, more like slaughtering. What am I even thinking? More like slaughtering.
There are several things I could think of for it, but like with that in mind, like a part of me is thinking like I could call us like the Black Watch. But...
That sounds fairly ominous. I almost like it.
Yes, but I suppose we won't be able to claim credit for it with our group's name on this one. Maybe later on.
Perhaps.
I was hoping to get some fame out of this. The gold is not really my objective.
I will also remind you all that correspondence with the Praetor has not been made yet. Perhaps you should inform him of your victory here.
Yeah, that's probably wise.
Yes, I believe it was your master that had the sending stone.
I'm unsure.
Well, that was Galay.
I was going to say, I think Galay has the sending stone, but he'll hand it over if anyone wants to make the message.
Not it.
I'll do it.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, he'll activate the sending stone. Now, what do I want to say here? I need to make sure I count this out. Because I have 25 words.
I can also respond in kind.
Are you actually typing it out to count the words?
Yes.
I'm typing my response out.
I'm
my
also doing that.
God.
But we have 25 words. Gotta make sure you follow under that, otherwise you're gonna get cut off.
We could always pull the... What's their name? What the fuck is her name? That tiefling. Critical Role. What's her fucking name? God.
Jester?
Yeah, we could always pull a Jester.
Just off the top of the head. Let's see if I counted correctly.
Now, I have to ask, with the corollary, does that imply that the poison was made here? Like, because I am kind of a slow on the uptake. I'm just making sure before I say anything. Because actually, what's Darius's intelligence? Is he smarter than me? Yes.
Okay. It's funny.
Look, I'm not stupid, but I don't think I'm 15 out of 20 in terms of intelligence.
No, I mean that's way above average. It's funny to me that you have a number in your own head for your own intelligence.
I mean, if I had to guess and ballpark it.
If I had to quantify it. I don't know. I feel like us as normal humans would rank about like a 12 or 13. Just by virtue of growing up educated. If 10 is the average score of an unlearned peasant.
I'll be honest with you. If we go back in olden times, we'll be all branded as a witch.
Oh yeah, sure.
Absolutely.
Heretics.
With that note, could I assume that the poison was like developed here? Or better yet, could I make a roll to try and guesstimate that?
Given the context, let me. This was a complicated web to write, so let me make sure that I'm saying the right thing. Hold on. The letter was addressed to an M, and both of them were, so you're assuming that M belonged to this town's hideout. That being said, the second line, the samples of enhanced manticore and wyvern venom you sent are strong, meaning they sent the poison to someone, to whoever S is, in another place.
Okay, I'll just say this then.
So this was a testing ground, not the creating ground. Got it.
Yeah, or something like that. An avenue of procurement. I believe if you asked, I think you asked the right questions. Yes, last time. But when you were talking with the innkeepers about like how the town's been going on, at least one of them said that there were a lot of travelers passing through this town.
All right, here's what I'm gonna say. Investigated Ernoy, monster rat and thief problem, connected to assassins, found more coded letters, black circle, potential leaders, found poison details, manticore, wyvern, spellbook fungus.
Okay,
That is it. That is 25 words exactly.
fantastic. These 24 are what you get back. Excellent work.
Get on it!
Excellent work. King Ursula will be pleased to hear of your continued success. We will begin to investigate further. In the meantime, travel to Mordon. I've heard disturbing rumors.
Was Mordon the place that had the like the forge thing, or is that a different area?
Mm-mm. It's in Darvelia province. It's the opposite direction of the forge. I'll put you on the map, just because we don't need this map anymore. So Mordon from you guys is Sta. Adair. It's this X, basically.
I gotta ask, is that kid still pissed at me?
I mean, you don't see him around, so.
Fair enough.
Who knows? Maybe he was stolen by rats. Or maybe he's just grounded.
Or both.
Or both.
Or both. He was grounded for being stolen by rats.
Wait, what?
I don't know.
That doesn't make sense.
Jokes often don't.
It would be funny, though. How could you get yourself kidnapped? You're grounded. But, Mom... No buts.
Oh, dear God.
Two more
Sure.
Unless
Does anyone else
wants
have
to get
anything
anything.
else they want to do here before we move on to travel?
No.
Nope, not me.
Fantastic.
Are we leaving on the same day?
You can. You have about 6.5 hours of daylight left. So you're not going to get very far.
Well, what do you guys want to do?
No, I guess we're heading to Mordon.
Is there a head there?
As you
It's a
guys
shame
are,
we're not going to keep any of that dosh, but
well, hold on a
Yeah.
second. So as you guys are packing up to leave, you guys are, in your in rooms gathering your items, and you're about to essentially reconvene downstairs and leave, and one of the guards is waiting for you in your respective inns. So one with Valerian and one with the other three, and they say, "The sergeant would like to speak with you before you leave."
Oh, good.
alright.
Okay.
You guys,
What would they possibly want with us now?
you make your way to the guardhouse, and the sergeant says, "Well, seems your connection with the Praetor has become quite lucrative for you." And he holds up a letter with the royal seal, wax that's been opened. And he says, "Apparently, whatever you found down there that could not be claimed by the townsfolk is to be yours to possess." So, to that end, he gestures to the side, and there are 3 chests full of stuff for you. So, we'll say that. Say that. As well as food, water, and supplies for your journey.
What about the art items?
The art items were stuff that was stolen from people, so.
Never mind.
And so were the gemstones.
So just divide that all in quarters?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of fucking money.
If somebody does that, let me know what the take is, because I need to put it on Gully's sheet for him.
Let's see, so that'd be like 25 platinum each.
Yeah, I'm doing the math right now.
No, I'll be right back.
Okay. Hey, look, the Dow's up 1%. Like I care.
That's how much we get each.
Fantastic.
Before we leave, I'd like to make a pit stop.
Okay.
I tell the groups like I have something I left to collect in my in room. If you excuse me.
What is it you'd like to do?
I go back to the inn
Mhm.
and I call on the innkeeper. Pardon me, madame. I am about to leave, but I do have to inquire one more thing before I do.
Yeah, she's shoveling your magically created hardtack into a sack and putting it off to the side.
What is the most actually out of character? What's the most like a hospital, like fancy inn here in this town?
Well, I'd like to say ours, but probably not. It's like to be the. Well, it's like to be the golden one across the street. That one, the one that I don't remember the name of.
And how much did that cost to make?
To make it, or who can say? It's been handed down for generations. For
If you were to
Yes.
estimate,
I mean, I'm no appraiser of land, but I suppose several thousand gold. Certainly, you have to buy the land. You have to find the land to build it on. You have to build it yourself. Acquire the lumber. Hire labor if you're not going to do it yourself.
yes, but you already, if you already have the land, do you not? This inn is your land, is it not?
I purchased it from the previous owner
So
before he died.
I guess what I'm trying to say is, how much would it cost to upgrade your inn to rival that,
To rival it,
or better, actually authentic luxury?
a lord's fortune at least.
Would 25 platinum and 500 gold start you on the way?
It certainly wouldn't hurt.
I put that down on the table.
Uh, what's this for? I mean, I'm just doing my job as an innkeeper.
Yes, and you're a single mother with a child. While I may be abrasive, I do not like to see a child go hungry.
Well, you certainly help with that just by dealing with those monstrous creatures down in the sewers. But I mean, I'm not one to lick a gift horse in the mouth. But are you sure this is a lot of money?
Yes, I am quite certain.
Well, bless.
I
you,
do
sir.
ask a one flavor.
What, like cherry or apple or?
No, favor.
Okay.
Be easy on the lad.
I believe you me. I'll make sure he's well taken care of.
That's all I ask. I'm gonna do one more stack of summoning food before I leave, though.
Oh god. Doesn't the other ones go bad if you summon it again while it's still?
No, it just lasts 24 hours.
It's just gonna pile bread up on our counter.
Yep.
I don't have a place to put this.
Try to bribe the potential person that might be you could hire to upgrade the building. Free food. Nobody says no to that, yes?
You can't see her anymore. She's behind a pile of food.
Yes, but she heard me.
She comes out from behind the counter and gives you a hug.
I act very awkward. It's like, and just slowly reach over and pat her on the back. It's like,
If you're ever in town again, come and see me, yeah?
will do, madame. You
Make
have
sure
a
to have
lovely
something
day.
extra special on the stove for you.
Not on my account, please.
All right.
And nobody saw that. That's the point.
With
Anyway,
with that, you've completely ruined her afternoon by stacking her with chores to move bread around.
And money.
Also that, but there's lots of bread now. It's far too much bread. She's gonna have to put out a free bread sign.
To be fair, that'll probably generate a good amount of customers. Get how
Yeah.
people are hungry.
It'll get rid of the bread.
Nobody's gonna say no to free bread. Especially at a town that was going, everybody's going hungry.
Sure.
And that was just, I mean, that's still happening out there. Just start to recover.
Okay, let me bring up notes and things. On Darvelia province, because why not? So you, if you take a direct route, it's going to take you a week to travel to Mordon. And along that week, you're going to pass relatively close to Monroe and Kororos. It's up to you whether you want to stop at those places to rest or whatever.
What are we doing, guys?
Us.
You could just continue onward into the woods. It's up to you.
Into the woods, I guess.
Okay.
Sure. Alrighty, let's see. Go ahead and somebody roll me, let's see, what was it? I think it's a D100? Let me find out.
Ernoy, could I have healed up Zavor?
D100.
I'm feeling lucky. Or not.
59.
It's above average.
Cool. Roll it again.
Oh.
Sure.
Oh.
That's fine. I'll just take those three. So for the first couple days of your journey, it's clear skies and, well, clear as they are with the clouds overhead, but it's not raining or anything. It's not any inclement weather to speak of. However, toward the last half of the week, as you guys travel, it does begin to rain, and rather heavily. So you guys are soaked to the bone as you travel. But eventually, the rain cuts out, and you are able to dry your clothing and keep yourselves from getting too chilly before arriving at the town of Mordon. Now, the village of Mordon, rather, is surrounded by rolling farmland for miles. Traveling along the road into town, you are flanked on all sides by tall stalks of corn, apple trees, and head upon head of cabbage, all in neatly organized rows. However, something feels just a little bit off as you guys are walking by. It takes you a while to realize that despite the abundance of food to be harvested here, there's nobody out working the fields at the moment. Getting to the town proper, the homes and businesses are silent as you make your way down the main road into town. Some even have their doors wide open, swinging ever so slightly in the breeze. No lights are visible in the windows, no conversations catch your ears. There's just no sign of life anywhere.
This is very peculiar indeed. I've got to try to see if there's any sign for an inn and try to knock on their door.
There is an inn. Hold on. Oops. Wrong button. There you go. There isn't it. There's several buildings that are here in this little village that you can go and investigate. Roll me a dexterity saving throw.
All of us or me?
Just you, because you're going into the inn.
Ha ha!
So as you are approaching the inn, a handful of tiles come loose from the awning above your head, crashing down around you in a shower of ceramic. I don't have my dice on my thing. Okay, you take 4 points of bludgeoning damage as one clocks you in the temple.
Oh, bloody fucking! I tried to cover up my nose and tried to. Is the door open? It's still closed, right?
The door's open.
And I open and try to go in.
Okay. Inside the inn, you see typical inn fare. It's a smaller inn. This town is not very big. It's mostly a farming community, so this is just a place where they go to hang out and drink with their buddies after a long day of work in the fields. So there's, a few tables. There's a bar with glasses and various alcohols that have been left on the shelves, mostly sparse. There's not really much left over here. There's a fireplace at one end that's unlit and cold, and with a mounted deer head above in the stonework there. It does appear that there is an upstairs portion where perhaps rooms would be.
Hello? Anybody here?
You receive no answer.
I go up to the counter and see if is there a logbook or anything I could check.
There does not appear to be. There are several dusty glasses that were essentially left out. There are a couple of bottles of cheap alcohol that are half used on the shelving behind the bar, but for the most part, it's just barren.
I go back to the caravan. It's like, why are we here? There seems to be nobody here, and it looks like nobody has been here for a while.
Well, supposedly they been tied to the someplace here. Let's go look into this house.
Okay. As you cross the threshold, you accidentally kick the door frame and stub your toe pretty hard. But looking inside the door, you see basically an empty house. This is one of the ones where the front door has just been left wide open. You can look inside with no worries, but essentially there's like a simple bed in the corner. There's a small kitchen area with a stove and a table. A couple of plates have been left in a wash basin nearby. And there's an empty chest at the foot of the bed.
Can I see where? Can I roll in position? See where any of these guys have gone?
Like inside the house or outside?
outside.
Okay. Roll. Yeah, sure. Roll. I'll say perception or investigation. Either one.
15.
I'm
You
kinda
notice that the pattern around the center of town, in terms of like tracks left by things passing through, there appears to have been heavy like cart traffic heading around the center, but all converging onto the main road, which lies to the south of the town. You guys approach from the north.
Give me 5 minutes. I got something. I got to deal with something real quick.
Okay.
Super fun.
So there you go. You do notice heavy foot traffic heading to the south.
Hey,
Traffic
Durst, you
and
want? Hey, Durst, you want to check out the trail, the tracks? With me? Are you there?
Hunter.
Payne.
Is he spaced out
Mike
again?
muted.
Yeah,
Mike
there you go.
muted.
You were muted. Now you're not.
You were in fact muted.
Yeah. I guess I should do that.
Sure. I mean, following the tracks, you're able to follow them enough to the point where you realize that they're just going along the southern road. The various rain and inclement weather recently has kind of muddied them, so you can't really tell how many there were. You can just tell that there's a lot of traffic that was headed that way.
Can I see if I see or smell like anything off? It's like I figure I can tell, I guess, that there's a usual like amount of smells and stuff for like a town, village, but there's nothing here. See if it specifically sticks out.
I mean, even easy enough with your passive perception to tell that it's weird that people have left their doors unlocked, and have just picked up and dipped from their houses, left their crops unharvested and all that fun stuff. In terms of smell, there's nothing odd, just in general around you. It's just the smell of whatever's on the breeze, I suppose. Smell of livestock.
Are there actually still like livestock around?
Not that you can tell, at least not from your position.
Sorry about that.
I'm curious, sir.
Sorry about that. My roommate was asking me something real quick. So it's abandoned. The town seems to be abandoned pretty much, right? And we haven't gotten a single clue.
You guys know that there was heavy foot traffic headed to the south of the town. And that everything was left pretty much abandoned.
Interesting. This is very peculiar. Shall we investigate where the footprint leads to?
I mean, they just leave out of the town to the south road, don't they?
David and Darius
Yeah.
kind of followed the road for a ways and came to the conclusion that the traffic just travels along that road.
Can I check the well? Anything off that?
Sure. Make a... Like, what are you trying to do? Are you just, like, looking down there, or...
Like, I'm gonna cast light like a pebble and just drop it.
Sure. Make a perception check.
Ah, good old-fashioned light.
14.
You don't see anything down there, per se, as the pebble drops down and illuminates the bottom of the well. The well does have a kind of stale smell to it, like if it was like stagnant water.
Which is generally not good for well water. Just to see, I'm gonna drop the bucket down.
Okay.
And
Do you
drop
unspool it, or
the-
you just drop the whole thing down there?
No, I used the well
Okay.
the way it's supposed to be used.
You said drop, so I was wondering. So yeah, the bucket goes down to the bottom.
Draw out some water, because I want to see like if it's stagnant water, it's not good. I want to see like if it's like poison or anything.
Okay.
Or diseased.
What would that be? A medicine check?
I would believe so. Probably medicine or nature.
Let's say medicine, because you're looking for things that are not of nature, that are specifically poisonous or diseased.
12.
I mean, you know that well water's not supposed to be stagnant. Just by the smell alone, you're like, this is probably not good for a town, but it could be fixed. Is there something else you'd want to do with the water?
This is something I learned from a funny TV show a while back that if you like bad well if it's bad well water, like it's like with tainted like arsenic and shit, you can actually light it on fire. Like if you put like a fire on the surface, it'll actually ignite, catch.
But your character, I wouldn't know that.
I don't
To
know
be fair,
that
he's
Darius
smart.
would know that.
That's fair.
I'm
I'm not gonna push.
You as a forge cleric would not have to deal with poisoned wells very often. So let's
Yeah.
say
Yeah,
that's
I-
not
I-
something
I-
that you would come to.
Yeah, I'm not gonna fuck with that. That was
If any of you believe that your character would, necessarily have assisted with that in the past, we can call that a maybe. You'll have you roll an intelligence roll for it. For instance, Valeria.
Maybe with David with the past job.
Not likely. Dealing with
been
stagnant
living-
well water and diseases is usually not the purvey of adventurers.
Not to mention, my character was mostly just shelter life, so academy. So I don't think I would know that.
I mean, as a divine caster, you know how to cure water of poison and disease, and purify it. Right, that's on your spell list somewhere.
Which I
If
do
you
not.
use that spell, would that like tell you if it was poisoned, or would it be like, oh no, it's safe now?
I don't have that prepared.
Sure, but you would know about it.
You don't, I do.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, you could do that then.
Because oh no, I think it might be protection from poison or yeah.
Well,
Okay.
purify food and drink, isn't that the one that's?
Yeah, purify food and drink.
Oh, I don't have that one prepared. Apologies, but
You do have that one, and that's for a creature. It's not for objects.
my bad.
But you know of the spell is my point. So if you ping that in chat, I can tell you whether or not you would know if it was poisoned beforehand after you cast the spell. Or that one, detect poison disease is also.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I linked both.
Okay, so the detection would tell you if it was. The purify would, purify it.
Let you fix
rid it of poison, if it were. But detect poison and disease is what you would be looking for. Sense the presence of and location of poisonous creatures and diseases.
Either way would not help us at the moment, because none of us have prepared. Perhaps we should call it a night. I don't feel right with resting in somebody else's house, so perhaps we should
Yeah.
just make camp.
Let's just kind of go house by house, see if we can find anything.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I will be right back. 'Cause I think I heard a knock on the door.
Okay. So let's see. All right, I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 10.
27.
It's not what I asked.
7. Lucky 7.
Okay.
Fuck it. 6.
Sorry, my mother's taking a nap, so she has me listening for the door. She's
Sure.
expecting a delivery.
David, as you go to investigate one of the other houses, I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Okay.
I feel there's something on the fucking roof at this point, just chucking things at us.
Ah!
So as you walk into the house, you see much the same as the previous house. You know, bed area, kitchen area, shelving and storage, cabinets that at one point were filled with stuff, but when investigated further, do not appear to contain anything other than random cutlery and ceramics left behind. However, as you're opening up one of the cabinets, the mooring on the wall comes loose, and it almost crashes down on you, but you manage to like move quickly out of the way before it slams into the ground and breaks.
I actually have a decent question. How long does this place seem to be abandoned for? Like, if there's like dust and stuff.
Make a investigation check.
Okay. Investigation 22.
It's been weeks since anyone's dusted anywhere. All the places you guys are looking are essentially the same. There's not a clean table in sight. Let's say everything is in badly in need of a cleaning, just by virtue of dust blowing in from the outside, inclement weather, etc. A lot of things are dirty here. That would normally have been cleaned or taken care of if they were in use. With that 22 also, some of the houses you check have backyard areas, fenced-in backyard areas. A couple of them seem to have been keeping chickens. But when you go out there, you see the bodies of several dead chickens on the ground that have started to decay pretty heavily.
Can I check for cause of death?
Mm-hmm. Make a medicine check.
11.
You don't see any wounds on them.
Do they seem like they like thin, like they haven't been fed, or?
Not necessarily. Some of them have, yes. But others don't appear to be particularly diseased or unhealthy. They just appear to be dead. And they've started to decompose, as if they had been dead for a while.
I'm gonna call over Valerian. Not Valerian. Is it Valerian?
Filarian, with an F.
Valerian. Can you look at this? I'm not very well learned in matters of the grave.
Okay. Can I see if Arcane Since I'm used to death magic and whatnot, see if this was caused by magic, possibly.
Yeah, sure. I'll give you either medicine or arcane. Check. Either one.
I'm going, since I have time, guidance. Haha! We're rolling great today.
No, 15's not bad. Um, it doesn't seem. It doesn't seem necessarily natural that even though some of these chickens, these poor animals were, clearly starving. Not much meat on their bones at all. Feathers are fucked up. It doesn't seem particularly natural that the healthy ones among that group are also dead. And chickens will eat anything,
Including each other.
including each other, and it appears that they didn't all die at the same time because some of them were able to feed off the corpses of those around them. But regardless of that, the healthy ones still died, and it does not appear to be from any kind of disease or poison that you can tell. Not with a cursory arcana check. So magic could very well be an option.
Well, this certainly could have been done by magic, considering the state of the healthy one.
Yeah.
But I can't say for sure.
Did I hear or check magic?
Make me a dexterity saving throw, Valerian.
Good God.
As you stand up and say, it could be magic, a bed sheet from a clothesline comes free and threatens to wrap itself around your face and blind you for a second, but you whoa, duck out of the way, and it goes flapping off into the breeze.
Is it me or obscene amount of bad luck seems to be happening around here?
It's not just you. We should probably make ourselves scarce. Let's camp. Let's call it a night, but let's camp outside of town.
Yeah.
Very well.
You guys begin to gather your things and move onward outside of town, just a little ways, finding a suitable place between farmland to set up camp for the night. Let's see if I have a camp.
I'm gonna spawn my tower and go in.
Here, does this work? This is an old ass map.
Did you say you make your own tower?
Yes.
Does your tower have room for more?
Let me just see here.
I mean, you can create an entire room with stuff in it, right? With beds and stuff.
Yeah.
One of the options.
Yeah. You get to bring your own bed, but yeah.
Sleeping roll, it's fine.
Okay. Oh, fuck, hold on. Is there just a random... No. I don't have a map for Galder's Tower. Unless I do have a map for a tower that I can just use. Does that work? Oh no, that's for... whatever, that'll work for now. Why not? Give me a second.
Oh, this village gives me a bad flashback.
What do you mean?
Not in this campaign, or just another campaign. Let's just say town was We ended up burning down the town for the safety of the country. The Salad was one of the Salad was being extra creative and infested the well water with the tadpoles.
Oh,
Yeah,
Here, I'll just use. I'm gonna cannibalize another map that we already did to do the tower. That, that, that. Sure, why not? Okay. There. Just pretend that that's furnished or whatever. Okay. So, as you guys begin to bunk for the night, I'm assuming people are keeping watch, yeah?
yes. I would imagine so. I hope.
Who's
Yeah.
doing that?
We
first?
are, right? I guess I will, since I spoke up.
Or
I'll take second watch.
I'll take third.
Valerian, make me a perception check, please.
'23, yay!
Hold on a second. Do it about. Okay. Fantastic. So, during your watch, you are, I'm assuming, just keeping an eye on your sleeping friends. Every now and then you go out to patrol the tower, and the grounds, see if there's anything weird happening. The town, off in the distance, still about as dead as you saw it before. However, at some point, you go to re-enter the tower, and you're unable to. This door is locked. Like you locked yourself out.
Okay. I guess I'll just patrol around the fucking area for now.
Alright.
Until my time for the watch is over, then I'll bang on the door.
So I'll put you out there for your patrol. That's visible. Sure, whatever. Can you see anything? I'm assuming you can.
I mean, I saw a little bit. That's about it.
I'll turn on that so at least we get visual of things. So we'll just say that you're locked outside. This should mean that you can't see. We'll just call like this the surrounding area, quote unquote. Everyone else should be able to see fine.
Okay, sounds good to me.
Alright. For those of you inside who are still sleeping.
Oh no.
For those of you inside who are still sleeping, what is your ACs without armor on?
If we're still awake, just so you know.
Mm-hmm. He doesn't have to sleep.
I don't know.
Just uncheck your
Well-
armor in your character sheet.
Yeah, I'm just trying to check see which one because
Just 10 plus dexterity modifier.
I was checking because I didn't know if any of these bonuses from my subclass applied to me without my armor. Without my armor and without my shield, 10.
Okay. David?
12.
12. Galays at a 14. So, while you sleep, all of a sudden, you feel this horrible pain, this horrible headache happen, and it jolts you upright, and you see, whenever you awaken to this anguishing pain, this creature grasping your faces, all three of you, appearing before you as a sooty black smoke cloud unfurling itself from midair, letting out this mournful wail, just like right in your face immediately, and you bolt awake from this pain. Darius, you're taking 16 psychic damage. David, you're taking 17 psychic damage. And Galay's taking 16. And you are, all of you, unless you have some kind of magic to avoid it, you are all immediately frightened.
Got it.
So these creatures, let me drag them onto the map so you guys can see them. Stat blocks. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Are these like vaguely humanoid, smoky cloud creatures, except that its lower half just incorporates into writhing tendrils of smoke. Where its head should be, there's only a featureless, veiled face with a dull orange light barely visible from within. And as you guys reel back in fear from these creatures' invisible attack, I need you all to roll me initiative, please. It's worth noting, Valerian, by the way, that on your turn, you would have heard previously the screams of your companions from within the tower as they were awakened in pain. So you are aware that there is danger afoot inside.
I guess so, yeah.
I can do these public now.
Can I assume that my equipment, like my shield and my weapons, are at least within arm's reach?
Yes, I will say the way I'm ruling it is because you know that there's something wrong with the town. You can still be wearing your armor when you sleep. However, you do not gain the benefits of it when you're asleep. So now that you're awake, you at least are wearing your armor. Nearby are your weapons and shield. So you would be able to reach those on your turn. You do have to move away from the creature to do that, which means you can't move closer because you are now frightened. So keep that in mind. Now, let me do this one. Okay. We have initiative for everybody? I need Galay. That's what I was missing. There we go. Okay. First up in the initiative order is David.
David is cast a good old Missy Step, and just a Missy Step over here, and then Firebelt this one.
Okay.
Oh, not this one. Yeah. Am I scared of this one or only this one?
You're frightened of the one that was next to you.
Got it. Firebolt.
Hold on. I don't like this one. Maybe this one. Disadvantage because you're afraid.
That's only the one that you're afraid against. Okay.
It's whatever. If it is within your line of sight, you have disadvantage, and it's currently in the room with you, so there's nothing to hide it.
It's an 18 hit.
I believe so. Yes. Disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the source of its fear is within line of sight, and you cannot move willingly closer to it. So yes, an 18 does hit for 12 points of fire damage. Do these creatures have any weird resiliences or anything like that? Let's find out. No. So yes, 12 points of fire damage in the meantime, as the fire slams it to where its chest would be, and it kind of like roils about in pain.
That's gonna end my turn.
Okay. The one next to Darius now. Where did I put the symbol on him? It shouldn't have been. Should be on Darius. Excuse me. There you go. Everybody, 1, 2, 3, 4. Xenivore, Galay, David, and Darius. All of you, go ahead and make me a wisdom saving throw, please.
All right. 25.
Very nice. That's the damage you're avoiding. DC 13.
Let's go 16.
Galay rolled a 20. I need Xenivore as well.
Never. And oh no.
8. So Xenivore is now also frightened. And, in addition to that, he takes 22 points of psychic damage. Everyone else who saved, which is everyone else in the room, takes half, so 11 points of psychic damage.
Got it.
And that is its turn. The next one was the one that was next to David. He's going to turn his attention to Xenivore because he's closer. He's going to try and... attack it. Attack Xenivore. He has advantage because of feature he has against feared creatures.
Big oops.
Yeah, just frightened in general, not frightened of it. So it's going to use its Anguish attack twice. With advantage. It's going to do one on Xenivore and one on David because it is also a ranged attack. The ranged attack will have a normal roll because disadvantage for creatures. Oh, God. Okay. So Xenivore takes 29 points of psychic damage unless she's going to do something about it.
Adamantine?
Sure. I suppose. You can't crit it,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Alright, so I guess 13. 13 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
And then 23 to hit David for 14 points of psychic damage.
Oh yeah, that's gonna hit.
Yeah, you feel this overwhelming and painful wave of despair overcome you as the creature reaches out a hand to both you and your Eidolon. That is its turn. Galay is up next. He is also afraid of this thing. Do they get to do anything? No. You are just afraid of it forever, apparently. You don't get a save at the end of your turn, by the way, for this thing. Xenivore...
That seems kind of fucked, but okay.
For Xenivore, because the fear comes from the other ability, the AoE, Xenivore at the end of his turn can make the saving throw again, the wisdom save, to avoid it. Everyone else, you're just afraid of these creatures for now. Galay. Going to punch shit, most likely. Actually, he can... If he goes like that, he might be able to cone them. He has breath weapon things he can do. Yeah. Okay. So let's do his. I don't know how his thing works here. So his racial breath weapon is also that. So if he takes both of his attacks, he can do 2 breath weapons in a turn, I'm pretty sure. So why don't we try and do that? So it's going to be 1 line of cold, and then another line of fire. So he's going to do fire and ice in a line for both of those creatures. So let's do this and this. Let's just throw both of those in there and then have them make their saving throws. It's a dex save both times. So failure and a success for the first guy. Second guy is a failure and a failure. Okay. So the first one takes 7 and then 7, so 14 total. Second one takes the whole thing, so 21 points of damage from various sources. The one next to Xenivore is been assaulted the most by the elements and appears to be weakening quite a lot. And then as his bonus action, he's going to make 1 unarmed strike, or 2 unarmed strikes. He'll do flurry of blows, spending 1 key. Disadvantage because of fear. 9 and 15. Well, the 15 hits for 5 points. Does he have magic fists yet? I'm pretty sure he does.
I feel like VG's tried to kill us today.
Key and power strikes, magical, yes. Okay.
I feel like something's getting revenge here.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Fantastic. So he punches the shit out of that guy for an extra 5. And we're good to go. Darius.
All right. I'm going to. I assume I can pick up my stuff. So I'm gonna. As part of my movement, I'm gonna pick up my shield.
Okay. Move to this square if you're gonna do that.
Here.
Yeah. 1 to the right.
All right. Is it gonna attack opportunity me or something?
It's not. It's not gonna do that.
All right. And I'm gonna circle around back here and.
You cannot move closer to a source of your fear.
Oh. Guess I'm gonna go here then and I don't think I can angle it up. Huh? I'm gonna go here and then I'm going to use my channel divinity.
Okay. Which channel divinity?
I'm going to attempt to turn undead.
Okay. These creatures are completely unaffected by your channel divinity.
Of course they're undead.
They are
They
not.
could, of course they look fucking undead or like some like shadowy spirit shit, but no.
They could be just immune or resistant to it.
Alright, well that's my action movement. I guess bonus I'm gonna cast and that's on oh yeah, that's a need to roll a disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
In my defense, it didn't give me the prompt for disadvantage on that one.
Well, that's because you have it on toggle and not query.
Fair. $18 for 11.
Yeah, the 11 points of force
And-
damage to. This is the one that you're afraid of, yes?
Yep.
Let me throw a spiritual weapon up there real quick. If I can. There we go. Oops, not that. Controlled by you and you. Save. Cool. There you go. 11 points. Excuse me. Jesus. All right. Cool. That's your turn. It is the Anguisher on Galet's turn. He's going to use his Anguish twice. He's going to swipe out twice with his hands. At advantage. Same roll twice. 21 points of psychic damage total. Galet has to use his reaction to run away.
And he bravely ran away.
Yeah. His reaction makes him move as far away as possible, which is right there. And then the Anguisher's going to use its movement to float over to David. Valerian, your turn.
I bang on the door, say, "Open up!"
Okay, you do so from within the chamber. All four of you, including Xenobor.
I'm
hear
just pounding on the damn door.
The pounding on the door and Valerian asking to be let in.
That's all I can do. I'm sorry.
It shouldn't be locked!
It's locked.
Ah!
Anything else you wish to try and do on your turn?
Can I try to break the door?
Sure.
I'm sorry.
Roll an attack roll for it.
Wait, what's the door made out of?
I would assume wood. If you're
I
constructing a
gotta
tower.
take a.
Yeah.
I'm taking a 5-foot step back.
Okay.
Of course, that motherfucker doesn't actually roll the damage.
Well, that's because you set it up wrong.
No, I just.
It's set up as a spell card, not as an actual spell. A lot of your stuff was set up that way, but I had to fix that last session.
1d20 plus my wisdom is just. Wait.
If you click on your spell attack modifier on the top right of your spell sheet.
Yeah, no, I was just making sure how I got it, so I used my wisdom modifier. I don't. Get to the door.
Yeah, unfortunately, the firebolt, it does scorch the door a little bit, but it doesn't do any damage. At least
That's
not
my
that you
turn.
can see. Okay. Xenivore is up next.
He's gonna do a little swing at this guy's face.
Go for it. His sword is unmagical, right?
Is magical.
It is magical.
Yep.
It is a longsword plus
Wow.
1. That is correct. Let's see. 5, 9, and 11 is what? 14 and 11 is 25 points of damage? Oh shit.
Yes.
Jesus Christ. I typed 525. That shouldn't be that. Alright. So yeah. 3 strikes later, all 3 hit, and you watch as he's carving away this shadowy being. It's having a hard time keeping itself together. It's looking really rough, that one. David. Oh, also, sorry, at the end of Xenovor's turn, make him a wisdom saving throw
Okay.
for the fear ability to go away.
You. No.
No, unfortunately. DC is 13. Alrighty. Now, David.
Oh.
Good luck finding a spot to fireball that won't kill your companions.
Yep. Bucket right there.
Is that within the shadow of the room?
Oh, I didn't have it on corners.
I mean, what you can see on the inside is the boundary of the tower.
Yes, it is within.
And there you go. You just throw a fireball into the corner and watch him fucking burn.
Who the fuck mess with my macro?
It's probably me.
Oh my god.
Uh-huh. Oh,
That'll do. Dexterity saving throw. Do not have any kind of anything to get rid of it. So normal roll. 16. He just passes. 18 points of fire damage to him though. From the fireball. Manages to
Yeah.
explode in his face. He watches his whole, like, whatever would constitute as the back of this creature is now wreathed in flames, like, giving it this weird, like, silhouette on fire look.
Hmm.
Anything else on your turn?
Can I reach the door?
Yeah.
Can I unlock it and open it up?
Sure. So from the inside, you manages to unlock it and open the back door to find that Valerian is not there.
What?
What?
You're down here. Valerian's up there.
Oh, you.
I feel like you should have told him that, because sound would have been from the top.
But it would have echoed, so technically, if he wasn't looking at it, you would have known.
He would know where the source of the sound was. Valerian's up here, by the way. Sorry.
Ah. Pain. Anyways, in turn.
The Anguisher on Darius. Gonna use his...
Which one? None of them are within 5 feet of me.
This one. Anguish twice. He's gonna do. One on you and one on Galay. So natural 20 on you, 21 to hit Galay. You can't avoid that, so he takes 12 points of psychic damage. Then you take 19 points of psychic.
I take how much?
19.
Okay.
And then you have to use your reaction, Darius, to run to the corner of the room over here. Which, as forced movement goes, does not provoke attacks of opportunity. And then he's gonna float. Let's see. Who's gonna go? He'll go and bother Gully. The next Anguisher is going to use its Anguish ability, real quick, on Xenivore. Advantage on frightened creatures. 12. Probably doesn't hit him.
No.
So going to try that one more time. Oops. Sorry. Ignore that. Ignore that. It's supposed to be an advantage. It's an incorrect roll. There we go. Alright, well.
He doesn't have the crit, but he's still down some.
He still takes 15 points of psychic damage.
Yeah.
So the Xenivore poofs out of existence. And then hearing the pounding on the door, this thing is going to fly 30 feet through the crack in the door and appear in front of Valerian on the outside of the tower. So this thing just kind of, like, as you're banging on the door trying to open it, this thing melds through the cracks in the wood and appears as the shadowy creature and reaches out a hand toward you. Can't do anything else on his turn. So up next is Galay. Galay is going to beat the shit out of this one guy. Using all sorts of stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4. All at disadvantage. Okay. What hits, what doesn't? First one hits, second one hits, third one doesn't. So we're going to go with... Let's see. It does his damage first, so 19 points of damage. And then we're going to see if this thing smacks him as a reaction to his natural one. Anguish. 16 misses. And then... Oh, it's supposed to be an advantage. Sorry. I keep forgetting advantages. 21. Galay goes down after the third strike. Then Darius.
All right. Bonk.
Go for it. Death. Death advantage. Death advantage.
It's not rolling on my end. I'm going to refresh the page.
It'll go eventually. Cue the Jeopardy soundtrack.
But not really, because copyright.
We've assembled 8 songs on 32 CDs for your listening pleasure.
Get out.
The greatest songs of the 1973 music scene. Specifically that year, and nothing else. Natural one, unfortunately.
Oh. Oh.
And as my action, I am going to... I'm going to cure wounds myself.
Go for it.
I'm actually going to pop a 3rd level cure wounds.
Fantastic.
Alright, that's the end of my turn.
Sounds good.
Question. The one that was afraid of me, it's out of my field of view now, so that means I can make the save now?
It's this one that was your target.
Oh, of course.
The other one was the one that initially attacked David. They've kind of rotated. Speaking of the one on David.
Here it comes.
Oops. Advantage. 22.
That downs me.
Okay. You are downed. And it is going to try and do that again. $17 hit?
Yes.
Okay. 2 failed death saves.
Yep.
Valerian, your turn.
I am going to try to hit this guy.
Go for it.
Oh, fuck it, why not? That was horrible.
Is that Sacred Flame?
Yep.
Dexterity save. 21.
Motherfucker.
Rolled 19 on the die. Bonus action or action? Or movement, rather?
If my fucking sheet will work for me, that'll be great.
Oh, there you go. Well, that's gonna kill. It will kill. Let me get your spiritual weapon out for you. Controlled by me and by you. Safe.
That is my turn.
See, that's somewhere. I don't know. You can move it. That's your turn for now. David.
Dun, 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 dun. I'm dead.
Unfortunately. Okay, fantastic. I mean, not fantastic for you, but reading abilities that happen when things die. Alrighty. So this Anguisher, as it grabs your face and sucks the last of your mental energy from you, David falls lifeless to the floor, turns around, refocuses its attention on Darius.
I should point out, in case of abilities, he did not die to attacks. So if it has a thing, if it kills it,
Yes.
not.
Yes, I understand.
Okay.
That's what I was reading. Anguisher, number 2. Number 2.5? Let's see. What's its passive perception? Oh, yeah, I would definitely hear that. So, it's going to move away from Galay on the floor and do the same thing as its other one did and meld through the thing here and do 2 attacks against Valerian. You are not frightened by it yet, so it has normal rolls. 21 to hit and a 7 to hit.
Nah, fuck it. I'm about to do a long rest. Shield. Do I have shield, actually? No, I don't. I have Silvery Barb. I'll Silvery Barb to hit and give myself advantage.
Okay. None of them hit you. So you whoosh his hand, whooshes out of the way, and turn its own bad luck against it. Galay is down. He needs to make me a death save. I'm going to roll in private because I want to. Cool. So you watch as Galay eyes shoot open. He stands up on his feet, takes note of the situation, and
Oh, he rolled a natural 20.
he did. And since the source of his fear is outside currently, he's gonna run up to this guy, punch the shit out of it, because that's the only enemy he can see at the moment. Still disadvantage. No, it's not, because he has stuff. Okay. Normal rolls. I don't know why I did that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 23, 11, 26, and 19. Well, 3 of those hit. 11 does not. 7 and 7 is 14, and 9 is 23 points of damage, which is exactly how much health this thing has left. So it's going to... He's going to punch it out of existence, and it goes... and explodes in this, like, burst of shadowy energy that kind of, like, dissipates like glitter on the wind. How far did he move? 20 feet? So he's got 5 more feet of movement. So I guess he'll just stand over David's body. Darius.
Alright, I'm gonna go over here, and since there's nothing in range, I'm just gonna...
Clear! You have diamonds? I'm assuming you have your diamonds in your pack, right?
Yep.
Cool.
One 300 gold diamond.
Fantastic. So you press the diamond into his chest, and it seems to, like, melt like metal at a forge and be absorbed by his skin, and then all of a sudden you watch his chest shoot up off the ground, and David sits up at 1 hit point.
Fuck.
Alright, that's action and some movement.
Because I saw where it went, I'm just gonna move the thing out here, and it's gonna take a swing. 'Cause I don't need to see it.
Right, but I don't... Can it move through things? I don't think the hammer can move through objects, right? You can take a shot against the door, see if you can break it down.
Which, yeah, I'll do that. And, do I have disadvantage because I can't see anything still?
No. Okay. Unfortunately not. The hammer whacks against the door, but finds no purchase in breaking the wood. Any other movement or anything you want to do?
No. That was my action, bonus, and move.
Fantastic. Valerian, outside, dealing with the final shadow creature.
Bonus action first. Hiya!
Scythe swings down and carves a bit off of its shadowy form there. 6 points of force damage.
Oh, I'm going to regret this, but fuck it. Inflict wound.
Okay. Go back to the shadows from whence you came.
More like your soul's
I'll
mine.
be right back.
Wide advantage?
Silvery barb?
Oh, yeah. You are correct. Yeah, sure. 24 points of damage. Fantastic. As the necrotic energy courses through its body, that little dim flicker of orange light where its head should be just kind of like buzzes a little bit and begins to wink out. It's looking very, very hurt.
This motherfucker's still alive?
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit!
Still alive, but I'm barely breathing. All right. Any movement?
No, I think I'm good. I'll stay.
Fantastic. David,
It's a,
your brief brush with death as Darius has brought you back to life as you're sitting on the floor of your own tower, surrounded by your fairly injured friends.
David,
I'm not.
can I get up? Well, you aren't here now, are you?
I am here in spirit.
Can I? Can I angle a fireball? Yes.
Yeah, so the fireball spreads around corners, but if there's no corner to spread around, it'll just bust the door down. If it does enough damage. So you could just throw a fireball against the door and try and blow it off its hinges.
Okay, I'll do that. Fireball time.
Roll your damage. Doors don't get dex saves.
Alright, I'm back proper now.
Fantastic. So, I'll just do this. So all the doors are open now, but Valerian, as you almost about to take care of this final shadow creature, the door behind you is a loud explosion, and the door flies off its hinges off into the distance. And you see David and the rest of them on the inside, panting and near death, with his hand extended.
Let's get in my turn.
Okay. The Anguisher, with what little strength it has left, is going to try and anguish you twice, Valerian. 24 and 8 to hit.
Silvery barb on a 24. Give myself advantage.
Fantastic. 15 to hit.
Nope.
Okay. That is its turn. Gallet. If I remember correctly, this one hit him, so he can't willingly move closer to it. However... Oh, it's so close to being out of range. Yeah, he's just gonna stay here and lick his wounds. Does he have any potions he can drink or something like that to pass the time? Setting stone torches, flasks of oil, stuff and things. I don't see any potions. I do see darts. He's got darts. It's not as part of his attacks that he can do, so I'm going to do that real quick. No, it needs to be. God damn it. I hate doing this thing. Christ.
Yes, my child.
Not you. Get out of here. Come on, load. I know you want to. Alright, I don't know. Darts are... My shit is loading. It's 2060, so he has disadvantage on it. I'm just gonna roll d20 plus 4, because I think that's what his dex is. Twice. 7. Misses. Great. Awesome. Cool. Darius.
Neat. Am I still frightened, or was I able to make? Should have been able to make a save last turn? 'Cause I couldn't see the thing that I was scared of.
No, so when they hit you with their anguish attack, that's just fear. For as long as they're up and you can see them. The other thing, the harrow, attack, the Harrow AoE thing has a chance to save after.
But that's not the thing I was scared of. Yeah, or that thing.
That thing was the least damaged. I think that one was the one that hit you.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
That one was the one that hit you because that one had the most health out of everything. You dealt with the other two that were on the other people. Sure. Yeah. Your spiritual weapon comes down. You want to tell me how it smashes it?
It like the hammer almost seems to like swell in size a little bit before as it kind of just completely squashes the thing under it, like it's a fucking like the black smoke just kind of comes out from under it, almost like it was just
Sure.
like
it physically pounded sand.
Yeah.
So, as the hammer comes down and expels the black energy that this creature was made out of, dissipates eventually into the air. You guys take stock of your current situation, but the battle for now is over.
Yeah, can I just say I am not a fan of this place?
This place fucking sucks.
I thought this was your tower. Didn't you make this place?
I don't like What this town is called?
Mordon or whatever.
Mordor.
Yeah, Mordon.
Mordor.
Oh no. The farming village, oh no.
The enemy is upon us.
So
Yeah,
who locked me out?
probably whatever the hell those things were. I didn't even know that these towers had locks.
They do. But yeah. Well, this no longer has a door, so.
Well, not anymore.
Can I roll a history check to see, or whatever check to see what those things could possibly have been?
Sure. Let me look up. Let me pull up their entry real quick to see if I did anything with them. I may or may not be able to give you information. Yes, you can make a history, arcana, or religion check. Your choice. This goes for other people too.
I'll go for Arcana, since I'm horrible at everything too.
I'm gonna go with religion.
20.
Natural 20 on the religion.
Fantastic.
25.
So, those of you that rolled religion here, what was that other one below there? The 18.
That
That's
18.
an incorrect roll because you had disadvantage. I see.
Yeah.
Okay, so for those of you that rolled religion, you know that these things are called anguishers, and they are leftover energy of people who perished in great amounts of despair. They're adjacent to undead, but they're not quite the spirit of the person, just kind of a manifestation of their pure anguish that can sometimes break into the mortal world. You also learn that if an Anguisher kills something, usually it is, the waves of despair were washing over you as they were hitting you this whole time. You felt just complete and utter fear and hopelessness. If someone dies to that, they can become a new Anguisher. There's a possibility of it. But if you were to enchant a corpse with an effect that prevents it from becoming undead, it can also prevent it from becoming a new Anguisher after death.
I have a feeling I'm going to have to prepare some ceremony.
For the Arcana roll, Anguishers share many traits and immunities with semi-corporeal undead, such as shadows. If Anguishers slay sapient creatures, a new Anguisher emerges into the world near the corpse approximately 3 days later.
Oh dear. I shared this information with the rest of the class.
Oh, fuck.
Looks like we might be dealing with
There are, by the way, where the Anguishers died, there are thick piles of black goo on the floor.
Repeat that. Sorry.
Where each of those Anguishers died, there is a puddle of viscous black goopy material.
Can something be done with those, or is it just...
Are any of you proficient with alchemist supplies?
No, I'll be right back.
There you go.
yet.
So maybe, I don't know. If one of you was an alchemist, perhaps you would know. Or if you take it to an alchemist, perhaps you can learn about it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's...
Any suggestions?
I'll let you take a couple samples, if that's alright.
Perfectly fine. I just don't know what else. We're in the middle of nowhere, and if we try to take it to the alchemist, I don't think we're gonna be coming back. For all intents and purposes, we have done our job and investigated and saw what the hell's the cause of it.
Is there anything that once they're destroyed, can they return?
Not that you know of. Usually, once you stamp out that creature, it doesn't necessarily reform. The only times you've heard about anything reforming after is if it slayed something. We'll also remind you that you haven't found the lair of the assassin that's supposed to be here either.
Yeah.
Also, if you want to collect a sample, you have to have something to put it in. So, if you have a vial or a sack or something in your pack, you can collect it, but otherwise you're just going to shove it in your pockets, and that's going to be pretty uncomfortable.
Ew.
I'll just down my potion of healing and use the bottle.
Sure, that'll work.
What's the healing on a potion of healing again?
A normal potion of healing is 2d4 plus 2. Cool. So you can collect enough goop from one of them, so you can get one sample of Anguisher goop. I'm going to, while you guys figure out your next move, I'm going to pause it and go to the bathroom, and I'll be right back. Okay, and we're back. So, what discussions have we had since I was gone?
Not much, to be honest.
Yeah. I'm just gonna do this 3 times.
Nobody was really replying to me.
I didn't hear what you said originally. I'm sorry. What's the plan? Okay.
You said that a lot of the foot tracks are going south, so we could assume it wasn't a running pace, as in they probably. Ah, it might be just safe to assume that the villagers fled.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to wonder why are these anguishers here and why the town's dead. I have a question with that natural 20 on my religion check. Could the anguishers have been tied at all to the odd bouts of misfortune we were encountering in the town?
No. Typically, anguishers are the result of intense despair and depression or anxiety. There's not a lot of correlation between bad luck happening and anguishers appearing. They're not typically about that. You could see where they could be correlated potentially, but generally speaking, bad luck seems to be out of their wheelhouse.
Generally speaking, so it's not
they
in
don't
there.
necessarily cause bad luck, but they could be the result of bad luck, intense bad luck.
You said these things are semi-corporeal, right?
They share a lot of similarities with semi-corporeal undead, yes. They can, for instance, you saw them melt through the wall and move through cracks in the door that were very small.
Hypothetically, what would happen if you tried to raise the dead? They tried to cast raise dead on the one of these things, the anguished.
Does Raid Dead target a humanoid?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, but I'm asking, ping it so I could read it.
Well, also they're not dead
Just
things.
humanoid.
They're like a manifestation of emotion.
Could you link it? I'm not at my computer right now. On my phone.
Okay, hold on.
I have it on my spell list. I know that much.
I know. You return a dead creature to life. A dead creature you touch to life, provided it has been dead no longer than 10 days. The creature's soul is both willing and at liberty to rejoin the body. The creature returns to life with 1 hit point. Well, it says a dead creature you touch, so theoretically, if you were willing to spend the diamond for it, you could raise an anguisher as its own creature to life again. Since it is not an undead creature.
But wouldn't it attack us then?
Huh?
Wouldn't it just attack us at that point?
It might.
It might.
Because you're resurrecting it as the anguisher, not as what it was before.
Mm-hmm. The anguisher is its own creature. It's not. It's not a spirit of someone who has died. It's a manifestation of intense emotion. intense negative emotion.
You said earlier, whatchamacallit, if the person dies from the anguisher, in 3 days they come back as an anguisher, right?
In 3 days, it raises a new Anguisher.
Damn it. I'm trying to see how my character would link this. I have an idea. Okay, technically these things are incorporeal, as and if there's a there is a magical way of catching incorporeal things. What if the poison was something that's distilled from the anguishers?
Hmm.
I mean, I'm thinking like if there's 3 days, if the target cannot be resurrected and becomes an anguisher, that means that's why they couldn't bring the king back.
No, that's not how that works at all.
It's not
You-
that
you
the
miss-
body
you
can't be
misunderstanding.
revived again. If someone dies, and if someone dies from an Anguisher's attacks, they spawn a new Anguisher in 3 days.
That doesn't necessarily mean it prevents the thing from being resurrected.
Exactly. It's not like the body can't be resurrected anyway, but an Anguisher still might spawn. The only thing the thing that you learned that would prevent that is that if there's an effect that prevents the body from becoming undead, it also prevents the emergence of an Anguisher. So if you were to cast Gentle Repose on the body at some point, a new Anguisher wouldn't necessarily spawn. But that doesn't mean that the body itself could not be resurrected at some point.
Okay, just nah.
Yeah,
Grasping
they're
at the
weird.
straw, but lack of information here.
They're weird. Your Arcana roll is high enough that I'll give you that they are Anguishers are not. They're not undead. They're related to undead, but they're not. They're aberrations. They're different.
There's nobody to talk to, and we got nothing else going on here. So, technically speaking, we could still report this in and see what the chancellor wants us to do.
Praetor.
Praetor, not chancellor.
The king has given me emergency powers.
So, what do you want to do, guys?
I want to go back in town and look to see if we find anything else.
Honestly, I because I also rolled that 22 on my religion. Do they come out during the day at all, or are they like entirely like nighttime stuff?
That wouldn't be related to your religion check. You can roll a history check.
All right.
From all intellect party
I
to
have-
no intellect party. Great.
You're unsure. These things don't. It's very rare that an Anguisher would spawn, just from everyday strife. Something like of something of like great emotional turmoil caused this thing to appear. It likely wasn't from just everyday life. It's like this was a compounding of several things upon each other in all likelihood. Now you do know, just because of the virtue of where you live, that Darvelia province, generally speaking, is very poor, and their people pay a high amount of taxes ever since Redka was put in charge.
Because Redka's a cunt.
Because Redka's a cunt. That coupled with any number of other factors that might have happened as part of this town's history could be the reason why these Anguishers are here at all. Whatever it is, you know that the town was abandoned, and things were left. People's houses and livelihoods and animals and food and plates and belongings were left behind. A lot of them. So it seems like everyone left town in a hurry, or at least relatively close to each other. So this is a semi recent set of circumstances that have caused these people to abandon their village.
Actually, that's a good question. Did it seem like that they were just like empty, or was it just a matter of like did they pack up and leave, or did they just leave like complete without any warning?
It seemed like they took whatever they could from their homes and businesses and packed it all onto carts or their own backs, and then waltzed their way out of town and left it all behind.
All right, so it was like a panic, like, oh shit, everything's fucked.
Not
Like we're under
necessarily
attack.
not necessarily a panic, because from the cursory investigation you did, it doesn't seem like they left in necessarily a hurry, but there was a large crowd of tracks that were left behind, all relatively close to each other and on top of each other. So
They could have been forced to leave.
No, if they'd been forced to leave for like taxes or something, I'm pretty certain the praetor would have told us. The fact that the praetor just said,
Yeah.
I've heard weird fucking rumors that
Yeah.
You make it sound like it could have been the government. I'm saying like a bandits.
I also think that would have come up. The fact that you just heard rumors implies that it's like something odd.
And recent.
Well, I'm trying to give ideas, but every single one of them are being shut down. So what do you guys think?
I'm thinking we contact the praetor and ask what the fuck.
Yeah.
Exactly what I said earlier.
I probably wasn't here for that because I had to step out several times today.
yes.
So yeah, I will boot up the fucking sending stone. Guess I gotta pull up the fucking Google Doc again in order to write out 25 words.
Why are sending stones not in the compendium? That's stupid. I don't know if you have your sending stone available to you yet. Let's find out.
Question: Could a vanquisher like spawn without someone dying?
An Anguisher?
Yeah, like or is like death a prerequisite?
That's the most common. An Anguisher has to make its way into the mortal plane first in order to start the spread. So, it's not necessarily the fact that they're killing people that spawns them, but that is the most likely source of one. D&D, blah 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 blah. Cannot be used again until the next dawn. So you have quite some time. This is like the beginning of your rest, basically.
Anyway, my character is gonna go back since he's done with his, rotation. He's gonna try to get some sleep.
Sure. You do. I mean, you still can cast sending. I'm just making sure that. Yeah. You cast sending like a week ago was the last time you cast it. So. Keep her going. So we'll say that throughout the course of the night, you're able to complete your long rest if you take a little bit more time in the morning to do so. You'll have to take a little bit of extra time in order to complete your long rest after the events of the night. As far as you are concerned, nothing else harries you or anything like that. Eventually, Darius will send off his sending, and I will type out a response when that happens. But if anyone wants to do anything in the morning after the long rest is taken, we can start doing that, and you guys can be my guest.
I guess we just gotta finish our rest and do the sending something tomorrow then.
You can do it. You can do it tonight. I'm just saying, if anyone wants to go ahead and do something while you're typing out your message, we can take care of that as well. But you're able to send it the night of, because I'm assuming you hadn't used it that day to report, because you used it the last time a week ago when you were still in Ernoy.
Yeah, I guess I'm assuming about Mordon being. I'll say. Oh no. So you're saying it didn't look like they left in a hurry? Just they.
Not necessarily. They did leave. They did leave all at once.
Yeah,
or
but
within,
they look like.
a short span of time.
Yeah, more asking. They look like they were like, "Oh shit, run for your lives!"
Yeah, it didn't look like they panicked necessarily. Some of them left their doors open and unlocked, like they were never coming back, like they just wanted to get the fuck out. But it didn't. From a cursory glance, it didn't appear to be any hurry necessarily, or like intense. It's not like they were chased out of town by something. It's that they packed up what they could carry and they got the fuck out while they could.
During the night, I'm gonna reach someone Senevor.
I'll say well.
Heal him up.
It's half of 37.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say Mordon empty for weeks. Anguishers here. People left willingly, not chased.
Okay.
Sorry, just I'm getting a little bit frustrated because like every idea I come up with is being shut down, and nobody's giving me any.
Well, that's because we don't know what the fuck to do either. But like, you can know what not to do, but still not know what to do.
Yeah, so like I said, why don't you guys come up with some other ideas?
Well, I'm currently messing like.
There are missing pieces to the puzzle you don't have yet, and it's not that they're shooting you down, but your suggestions. They obviously, you guys know that the suggestions you're making have like kinks in them, So it's
Without
like, yes, it could
idea
be
of their
that, but-
own, like I said.
Like there's
You're
a lot of
literally
things
just
that-
saying everything I just said and just repackaging it
There-
to sound nicer.
Okay, but it's not. Well, it's not malicious, is what I'm trying to say to you. They're not doing it just to shoot you down. They're doing it because, like, well, yes, but there's also this thing that we know that more or less refutes that point. So you guys, the fact that you don't have all the information yet, is something that you guys are. There's pieces of the puzzle missing. So that is the message you get back from the Praetor there. He says, that explains why we've had an influx of villagers in the capital recently. Any news on the red tide you can send in the morning. Which, if I counted correctly, is exactly 25 words.
And to point out something, like it's not us shooting down your ideas just for the sake of it. Like, bring back the Anguishers not going to do us anything because I don't even think they're capable of speech.
I just want to murder us.
And remind me, what was your other suggestion, just for the record? Just so I'm not, just trying to be as fair as possible with this discussion here.
I don't remember.
Fair enough. But yeah, okay, so honestly, I don't think there's much to be done here, to be quite frank.
I would like to go look in each of the houses, see if there's any like secret cellars.
Yeah,
That
like,
has
been...
been-
did like any of the red tide like documents we have anything about Mordon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Specifically, if I go back to my notes with the letters in it. So, yes. One of the letters you had from Guile, from the one underneath the warehouse, mentions that they will send for you again from Mordon when departure arrangements have been made. And that they were to expect a return gift within the month. So whoever was based out of Mordon sent that letter to the people at Guile, essentially.
Yeah.
Alright, so I guess we gotta check the houses again. I guess we can come over clearly enough.
Let me move you guys back to here.
I'd like to pick up Xannifer's sword and start like checking like hidden spots, like empty areas in the house, see if there's any parts of hollow by poking.
Sure.
Once we are able to.
Make an investigation check. Whoever's investigating houses, make me an investigation check.
I'm just following them along.
So just David.
Yeah, I'll go with him as well. Just to. Oh, okay.
Nice.
Oh damn.
So you guys are investigating the houses, and it becomes clear eventually that none of them have any kind of secret basement or hidden attic or anything like that. However, just as you're about to say, well, fuck this place, Darius, with your natural 20, you notice as you're kind of exiting one of the houses that the bucket of water that you left on the well that you had drawn back up is now descended again. To your knowledge, no one has touched it. At least no one from your party.
Well. I was tested to see if the water was foul, but
This is a new day, by the way, if you wanted to prepare new spells. This is presumably after you had completed your long rest from the night before.
I guess detect poison or whatever.
It is very faint, but there is a source of toxin in the water at the bottom of the well. Not perhaps enough to cause anyone's death, but trace amounts enough to make it suspicious to you.
Any
What's-
poisonous creatures or diseases?
Not that you can tell. In terms of poisonous creatures, diseases, there's not a specific one, but the water is more or less diseased. Like you could catch something if you drank from it.
I'll mention that.
Yeah, but here's the thing I'm more concerned with. That bucket was down again.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's the
Somebody's still here. Or somebody that's at least within walking distance of the well.
Is there any tracks from the well leading anywhere?
Make another investigation check.
Okay.
Or perception, whichever one you want.
Yeah. May I get help action?
Don't have proficiency, so I can't help you with that.
it's an investigation. Yeah, I'll help.
Yes.
I'll give you guidance.
Okay.
Sure, go for it. What do you all see?
I'm gonna need it. Oh, no, that's useful. Sidebar. 13.
It's hard to tell which tracks are yours and which ones are the villagers, but nothing appears to be recently disturbed other than where you guys have been walking around.
Hmm.
Yeah, we should try going down the well.
Okay. I may send it down for us to make sure.
How deep does it look?
Not especially deep. Maybe 60 feet or so. Well, actually, what would it well be? Probably more like 30 feet.
Well, I'm thinking if we have don't you have Featherfall, David?
I do not. I
I
think
guess
so.
one of us had Featherfall.
I used to.
Nope. I do have Zephyr.
The monk has slow
You can
fall.
probably.
That doesn't help us. I mean, because I guess we could send the monk down.
True.
Up to you. You have Xenivore and you have Galet who can do things.
Oh yeah, send a summon down. They can fly. They can see what the hell's up. They have dark vision. There you go. Problem
Sure.
solved.
Okay, send them down.
Xenivore slowly floats down to the bottom of the well and lands with his feet in the water. Go ahead and make him a perception check for me.
Okay. Sean. Oh,
Okay. Well, the first thing he calls out to you from the bottom is, oh, I think I've landed on something. He reaches down and pulls what looks to be a waterlogged, bloated corpse in red armor out of the water.
ah.
That explains the disease.
I'm just gonna fly that up real quick and drop that down.
Gonna have him fly the corpse up to the top to you guys. Is that what you
So
said?
that much. Yeah.
Xenivore with with considerable effort, considering that this guy is soaked with water and his clothes are wet and what remains of him, plops this pale, decomposing body onto the ground in the middle of town.
Is there any others?
I found just the one, Master.
Got it. Can I look for a cause of death?
Sure. Make a medicine check.
Got it. Uh-huh.
There is blunt force trauma to his head, where clearly he hit it and his skull was split, and it likely was the cause of death.
Got it.
Let's see. With a 17 medicine check, you also can see that he has lacerations on his palms, consistent with rope burn.
Got it. Threw down a fucking well. Do you have, hey, Larry, do you have to speak with Dead Up? You going to answer a few questions?
I suppose we could try to speak with it. Just put him down on the ground. I'll start the spell.
Pretty sure she's already on the ground.
Alright.
Alrighty. So, you burn your incense around the body, and after a very short period of time, the corpse vomits up this black bile water onto itself and then rises slowly into a seating position and stares at Valerian.
Hello. First question, who killed you?
Nobody.
to a great start. Why were you at the bottom of this well?
I fell inside.
I'm starting to hate you, VG.
That's the truth.
Was there, before your death, was there any stranger in this town?
Only me.
This how many questions? 3, 4?
It's 3. You have 2 more.
Were you part of the group that tried to assassinate the Emperor?
King, not emperor, wrong word.
The Prince?
Yes.
Okay, I was not expecting that. What do we need to know here, guys? One question left. We could ask what happened to the town, or where's the rest of your group at?
Where's the hideout located? How do we get there?
Yeah, I'll ask, where is your hideout?
Yep, I'll ask that question.
At the bottom. Behind the door. And then he falls back into death. Once more.
That literally.
Um,
I'm thinking he means the bottom of the well, and there's a door.
me too.
But if that was the case, that fucking follower would have seen it, wouldn't it?
The guy that you
summon
just talked to?
The summon.
Not necessarily.
How the fuck would he not see? I'm gonna regret this. I'm gonna try to climb down.
Okay.
I'm going to bring up the bucket.
Okay.
Then use the cut the bucket's rope, tie it around my waist as a guide, and you guys could help me try to climb down. And I'm gonna try to climb down.
Do you want me just to have a fly down?
That motherfucker couldn't see it, so I'm gonna go down.
Okay.
Okay.
With all 4, 5, 4, I don't know. With 4 of you helping to lower the rope and 1 of you down on the rope, it doesn't take that long for you to get to the bottom. Sure, I was just gonna give it to you, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, with 4 of you assisting, there's no reason why you wouldn't get to the bottom. So once you're down there, you're about thigh deep in water at the bottom of this well. I'm assuming you're looking for the door, so either make a perception check or an intelligence investigation check.
I'm going to cast items on myself and look for it with the perception.
Sure. I will give you advantage because you know what you're looking for. If you want to take it.
There we go.
Even better. It doesn't take you long to find the loose stone that, when pressed into, reveals a hidden stone door into the side of the well itself, down here at the bottom. As you press it, and the door slides open with a slight grinding noise. Some of the water spills out into the stone hallway before you. Short tunnel that leads to a room beyond.
I yell up at the wall, come on down, there's stuff here. He was telling the truth, there's a hideout.
Everyone's gonna follow me down. Oh, there's a large ass hideout. God damn.
I'll put you guys on the map here in a second.
Oh.
Fire, you're already down here, so I'll put you there. Or let me, there. That's everybody. Okay. You see what you can see.
I'm gonna cast light on my shield, please.
Okay.
Okay. Now you have a light source.
I'm still wondering who the fuck is down here.
Well, I'm wondering how the fuck did they build this unnoticed?
By means of magic?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so, moving where people are moving. You're going to want to fix your health on your token there, Darius, by the way.
Oh yeah, I should be at full health.
So, stepping into this room, you see relatively cramped but larger than you expected stone area constructed with, to your left as you enter the room, several pots and planters that are growing various different types of plant in them, laid out on 3 separate stone tables. To the right, you see a bed, a simple straw mattress and pillow and blanket, along with a chest that appears to be opened and empty. On the upper portion there, you can see what appear to be a collection of alchemist's tools, some papers, and shelving unit wherein several different bottles and containers have various different things living, not living in there, but contained within them.
Can I go look at some of the papers?
Sure. The papers are more encoded letters. If you want to try and decipher them, go ahead and make me that intelligence check.
May I get some guidance if you don't mind?
Sure. You have guidance.
You can have advantage as well since you're familiar with decoding these as well.
Got it. Oh, no, wrong one. Nor that one. Plus.
It's also just an intelligence check. It's not an investigation.
Same modifier, so.
Okay. I didn't know if you had proficiency or not.
Nope.
Okay.
Why is it 2d4?
One for
Is
the
that something
background,
from my
one for
background?
guidance.
And plus guidance.
So what's the total here? Several
That's
above 20, way above 20. So yes, I will give you the next couple letters. Give me 1 second. Reading them out loud as you are. The first one reads, S. Craft goods are en route to M as we speak. It had better be good enough. Hauling 20 crates of that stuff tweaked something in my shoulder. Where do we stand on the personal items I requested? Any word from S? Question mark. Signed D. Second letter reads, S. The fungus was a success. I know the Red Tide will be pleased with what we have accomplished here, now that our plans can proceed on schedule. I'll redouble my efforts to produce coding for each of us in the meantime. You can never have enough assurances. Tide be with you, brother. Soon we shall be written into the history books. And then a familiar message addressed to As this time, saying, It is time. Signed, again with a long-dried, bloody smear. So, that is what you read on the letters. Was anyone else investigating anything else?
I was not.
Darius?
Can I like look over some of these other stuff?
Mhm.
It seemed like this is where the poison is.
What are you trying to look for specifically? Just look at it?
Looking for like anything out of, like, not out of place. Anything significant.
Okay.
Like say, like what particular plant? Any like weird plants? Any like, oh hey, this does this, or
Make me a nature check.
okay. Well,
12. A couple of these plants you would recognize as common garden vegetables. So there's a source of food down here. The other ones you can't quite place. It's a little bit out of your wheelhouse. But
and I
there's
think I know how the guy died.
There's like a
it's 'cause
tomato
it-
plant, and there's like carrots and potatoes.
Because it specifies like, oh hey, he tweaked his shoulder. Thus he wasn't able to climb out from the rope, and then fell, busted his head, and drowned.
Keep in mind that that letter was sent to this place, not from this place.
Yeah. No, you. Now then,
Do we care about how this man died? He was eventually going to be executed anyway.
He lived that long.
it's more of a matter of like, it might imply some like, oh hey, other shit going down. Like some infighting.
Darius,
Okay, so what's in like the chest over here?
the chest is open and empty.
You were gonna say something. What was it? Sorry.
As I say, Darius and Falarian, you both have relatively high passive perception. You hear the grinding of stone from back down the hallway from whence you came.
Oh, if you're trapped in here, I swear to God.
Oh no.
The bad luck, son of a bitch.
This is going to be a rookie mistake, but I'm gonna try to open the damn door.
Sure. There's a lever on the wall, like right next to it from the inside. You try to pull it, but the lever snaps.
I mend it.
You mend it. Try and pull it again. The lever snaps right where it did before.
I mend it again.
As you guys are trying to mend this thing over and over and get the fuck out, from the other room, you hear this, like, raspy, cackling laughter.
What the fuck?
At least I was right about there's another person.
Other room? There's another room?
What? I said another person. I didn't say anything about. Never mind.
Oh, but he did.
David, as you are kind of wandering around the hallway, pacing back and forth, Xenivore is kind of waiting patiently, waiting for your orders nearby, and no, you two are over in the hallway. Stay right there. And from what? Who just moved, Gale? Oh, you're here. Welcome. I was like, what the fuck? There's an actual ghost in my game. Hi. So plot synopsis. Plot synopsis thus far.
This internet at the fucking.
You have made your way to the small village of Mordon, which is like a little farming village, and everyone appears to have packed up and fucking left. Your companions and yourself dealt with aberrant, psychic, nightmare depression creatures that killed one of you and knocked you out, but you managed to roll a natural 20 and get back up. David was revivified, and now you guys have found the hideout of the Red Tide assassin that was taking up residence here. It appears to be some sort of alchemist who was working on the poisons. Unfortunately, you are now trapped down here as the lever that opens the secret door at the bottom of the well in the middle of town keeps snapping off. And you know that something is causing it and taking much delight in your despair here.
That's
So
it,
I'm
stand back.
trapped in a well.
Yes.
We all are.
Oh, can I just fly the fuck out?
No, there's
No.
a door that's shut. There's a secret door at the bottom of the well that has shut and cannot be opened at the moment.
Can't we just melt it off like I've done with other shit?
It's made of stone.
It's a stone door.
You can't melt stone.
You can certainly try.
Not with the heat we can produce.
Not heat, with acid.
Over a long enough period of time, maybe, but in the meantime, what I was about to say was, for David, as the two of your companions are down the hallway, focused on this lever, they don't see the same smoky creature reappear just ever so slightly behind them and begin to reach out and attempt to drain them. At this point, we only have 30 minutes left. So I'm going to call the session a little bit early, because I don't think we can get it done in half an hour with what I have planned. And we'll pick up with initiative next week as we deal with the rest of the Mordon Red Tide Assassins hideout. Sound good?
Yeah, sure.
Alrighty. Fantastic. Well, until then, that is episode 51. I will see you guys next week. Bye-bye.